All right, guys, welcome to today's show. We got friend of the show Reagan Horton here today. How you doing, Reagan?
Decent.
All right, well, that's good enough, I guess. We got a number of things to talk about today, so let's just jump right in. First thing we're going to be talking about is the Batman versus Superman Batsuit colors reveal. It was kind of leaked that the Batsuit would be blue with the black logo and possibly a black belt or a gray belt. We're not quite sure. The picture's kind of unclear. It's not Ben Affleck in the suit, it's just the toy, but it has the Batman vs. Superman logo on it, and it's all rumor, it's not confirmed, but the picture's out there, so I guess we'll see kind of how that goes. But let's start with you today. How do you feel about the blue compared to the black and gray?
I'm a fan of the black and gray. Obviously, I like the Nolan Batman, and they're all big on black. I would like to see. I think it'd be more interesting to see a blue sort of design to it, just because we haven't really seen that since like Adam West. So I think that would be like a fresher. It'd be kind of like a fresh start.
We did see the blue in the George Clooney Batman. His first Batsuit was actually completely blue. It was just a dark blue, but we all know how terrible those movies were. But it's going to be interesting to see because we've heard that he has more than one Batsuit. So is it going to be like in the Dark Knight Returns where he goes back and forth between the blue and the black one, or is it going to be just the one? I prefer the black one. I'm right along with you. I think that the black one would be a lot better. But I'm not gonna be mad at blue because I think visually Zack Snyder is probably the best director out there. He can take any scene and make it look exactly like he wants. Between just his shooting ability and CGI nowadays, so it should be pretty interesting to see what's gonna happen with the suit. All right, next, the Venom movie. The Venom movie was officially supposed to come out sometime in the next few years, but Marvel just released their list of movies for the next 2 years or so, and there's no Venom movie anywhere on that list. A lot of people thought it was going to be coming out in 2016 or 2017, and it's not even on there. I mean, there's just it's nowhere to be seen. So is the movie canceled? I mean, is it not getting the traction that they were hoping? And so they've always had trouble trying to get a Venom movie. They didn't really do that well in Spider-Man 3, and now this. So are we even going to see it? They said that the Venom movie and the Sinister Six movie aren't even going to have anything to do with the Amazing Spider-Man universe. That's what they're saying right now. To be honest, I don't even know how you do that. Venom and Spider-Man kind of go hand in hand, and if they don't really face off in the movies, where's the conflict? I'm not sure exactly what that's going to do. But I guess we'll see how it all turns out when it comes to release dates and stuff. Maybe they're just pushing it way back. Um, but what do you think?
It is a little weird that they have the next Amazing Spider-Man movie 2018, so they have the 4 year gap, and they're not going to fill it with a Venom movie. And for them to not have Venom separate from Spider-Man just doesn't really make any sense because he's the ultimate Spider-Man villain. He's one of Marvel's best villains, and they're going to separate him into another universe separate from this Spider-Man. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
I really don't think they're going to stick to this plan because they're going to see some fan outcry, and that's just my opinion, but I really think that it's going to be different. And that gets us to our next thing. Uncharted, the movie, it was announced a while ago. People are really excited for it. They want it to be really good. But it's taking the place of Amazing Spider-Man 3, which was originally set to come out on June 16th, but now Uncharted has officially taken that spot, and apparently Amazing Spider-Man 3 has been pushed all the way back to 2018, 2 more years, along with a number of other things that have been pushed back this year, as we've talked about on the show before. But what exactly is their plan with this Spider-Man movie? People are going to start to lose interest. If Sinister Six and Venom can come out, then you can keep people interested, but that's only if Spider-Man's in those universes. If he's not in the universes, I mean, that's a long time. Going from 2014 when Amazing Spider-Man came out to 28, that's a 4-year gap. That's huge. That's way too long to keep a movie franchise going. So, what do you think?
I think if they don't have a Venom or a Sinister Six movie somewhere between now and 2018, and they're not going to connect them to the new Spider-Man movie, I think that people will definitely lose interest. I think that'd be just a really dumb idea. But honestly, I can't see them not putting out one of those movies, even if it's not going to be connected. I can't see them not doing those movies for not doing a whole movie for 4 years. That's just ridiculous, honestly. If you want to keep the series going.
And it's going to be interesting to see because I feel like these are very easy moves to make and easy decisions to make that you really can't mess up on. But one good thing of news is that the Uncharted movie is going to be coming out rather quickly in 2016, taking the Spider-Man spot. I think that this could be this generation's version of Indiana Jones. Um, it's basically what it is. A lot of movies that come from games just aren't that good, and a lot of games aren't really made to be able to be a movie. There's just don't have the same makeup. There's not the same build to it. But Uncharted is different. Uncharted is kind of made as a movie anyway, so this could actually work. I think the most recent one that was even decent was Doom. Laura Croft was one before that. They did okay, but we haven't seen a great video game movie yet. So it should be interesting to see what they do with Uncharted. The big reveal that we're going to be waiting for is who's going to be playing Drake. There's a lot of people who wanted the person who voiced, his name is escaping me right now, who does his voice, but a lot of people wanted him to be Drake because he's already the character. But I think he's a little too old for that now. I believe he's 45 or so. Don't quote me on that, but I was looking it up earlier, and he's rather old, and Drake is just not that old. Drake is like late 20s, early 30s. So it should be interesting to see who gets that role, because it could be a knockout role. What do you think, Reagan?
It'll be interesting to see where they go with the series. If they're gonna if they're going to do sort of like a prequel, if they're going to try to do the first one, if they're going to make it a whole new thing. That'll definitely be interesting, but it's definitely exciting, and it's nice to see a movie coming out, starting development, not coming out like 3 years from now. Definitely.
Right. Other news, Pirates of the Caribbean. If we haven't had enough of those already, Pirates of the Caribbean 5 will be coming out in 2017. This to me sounds like a total cash grab. I was reading about it a little bit earlier, and all the movies keep making money. They keep they doesn't take that much to make them, money wise, and as long as they're making money, I'm pretty sure they're just going to keep spitting them out. Now I heard that this one might be the start of a trilogy again. I'm not sure if Johnny Depp is going to be down for another trilogy, but I've heard it's going to be a start of that. I feel like Johnny Depp is going to be getting a little tired of doing these pirate movies. It is the role he's most known for, but I don't know. I didn't think that the last one was that good, and I'm really doubting if I want to see this one. What do you think? Are you going to see the next one?
Probably not. I didn't see the fourth one in theaters just because it just didn't look as well done as the other ones. The other ones just had like a really good driving story. But then again, the fourth one, is one of the most like highly grossing films in theaters. So I really don't. I'm pretty sure this is just for cash grab, and it's not really going to be, a great story.
And that comes out 2017, so we have some time to see how that's going to develop. But there's no Orlando Bloom. And there's none of the main characters again, so I guess we'll see if people are actually interested in it, and if it's if they are going to continue to greenlight it, because I believe that's a movie that could go away. And then our final story of the day today is Robert Downey Jr. was talking to a few media sources today, and he was saying that he wouldn't have a problem doing an Iron Man 4. He said he'd be down to do it. He said that depending on where the stories goes, do the Avengers movie because currently he's only signed on to do Avengers 2 and Avengers 3, and he wouldn't mind doing an Avengers 4. What do you think about that? What kind of do you think he's going to do an Iron Man 4?
Honestly, I don't know. The way they kind of end the third one, it kind of makes it seem like he's getting away from being Iron Man. I think, maybe he'll just be an Iron Man for the Avengers movies. Like, he has to do this. Like, in the movie, like, Tony Stark is going to have to come in and help. I don't really think he wants to do a ton more as Iron Man. But, you never know. The third one was really good and did really well in theaters, so he could do another one.
I'd really like to see a Iron Man Hulk buddy film. Captain America, the latest one, was a buddy film. He had Scarlett Johansson was his buddy for that one. He also had what's the
Falcon.
Falcon also. So that was like a kind of a three-way buddy film. So the three of them kind of against the bad guys.
And that made that movie, way better than the predecessor. And the predecessor was good, so you would think that he would be teaming up with people. Especially, they kind of have that scene where they're driving away in Avengers. You kind of hope that he would make an appearance in Iron Man 3, but maybe they'll do that in the fourth one.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for it to be a Iron Man 4 with Hulk in it. We know that Iron Man and Hulk in the comics, well, just in the Marvel Universe in general, kind of buddy-buddy. At the end of Iron Man 3, David Banner was in the end credit scene, so they're definitely playing off that. And from the set photos that we've seen from that they officially released, you see Iron Man with David Banner in the lab. So it looks like they're going to play off that, and it should be interesting to see where they go with it. But I'm definitely down for an Iron Man 4. It doesn't surprise me that he's down for it. He loves his paycheck. He's really expensive to bring on. He's making a fraction of $1 billion between these last three movies, between Iron Man 3, Avengers 2, and Avengers 3. He's making a fraction of $1 billion. So it's going to be really expensive to bring him on if they do an Iron Man 4. But I don't think they'd be against it, especially if Avengers 2 and 3 do very well. Because, well, let's face it, Iron Man is a moneymaker. Iron Man 3 was over $1 billion. Avengers almost to $2 billion. So it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, and I think it's going to be great. Do you have anything more to add?
I like the Iron Man movies by themselves. It would be awesome to see like Hulk or someone else come into the movie. It would make it a lot more fun. But if he's the only like I guess superhero you would say besides maybe War Machine in Iron Man 4, I would definitely not have a problem with that. I think that movie's going to be awesome if it's ever made.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Let us know what you're most excited about. Make sure you're letting us know if there's anything you want us to cover down there. Subscribe to the page, and thanks for listening.